Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with Age of Wonders 4. It's been a while, but as you can see, we are going to return to Monke. Yes, the brand new DLC, Ways of War, releases on November 5th. We've had a little bit of early access by our friends at Paradox who are kind enough to sponsor this video to check out everything with Ways of War and, well, just monkey around. Last one, I promise. So we're going to do like last time and we're going to check out the game, check out everything that's new and have a little bit of fun. But I do have a little bit more information for you guys. If you've been wanting to check out the game and haven't been sure about jumping in yet or not, well, it's going to be available for free on Steam between November 7th and November 11th, which is pretty cool. That means that you've got a long weekend to play around with the game to see if you like it and want to buy it or not. I am a massive fan of this try before you buy system as, yeah, you know, a lot of games are getting pretty expensive now and you want to see if it's worth it or not. Mind you, Age of Wonders 4 has been quite good. We'll be doing a stream also today on twitch.tv/thegreatbookofgrudges if you want to pop by and see this new DLC. And, you know, I'm not going to make another monkey joke, I'm not. But yeah, let's dive right in because there's a few things to talk about. Alright, so first things first, there's two new forms in the form of Ogrekin and the Simians, alongside a host of new factions, just in case you don't like creating your own, have been added in too. Yeah, they're pretty cool. The Simians have been what I've been playing lately. I'm not going to lie. It's just the idea of a giant monkey army and a monkey kingdom and a monkey empire. Yeah, pretty fun. Essentially, if you like the whole East Asian vibe when it comes to mythology, you're going to get a lot of this here. If you're a big fan of, say, for example, Grand Cafe, if you're watching as a Warhammer viewer and you're still waiting for the Monkey King, well, why don't you become the Monkey King yourself? I haven't played too much with the ogres, and that's mostly because I want to leave it open for you guys to see it on stream, but I have a feeling most people are going to want to see Monkey. The new mounts are gorgeous, by the way. There's something about this game's art style which just really ticks all the boxes for me. The Simians are pretty cool. They've got Mount Master, which means more mounted units. You've got a lot more cavalry. Light-footed means that your friendly units do not block movement. Yeah, you're going to skirmish a lot with these guys, and you're going to be kind of supporting quite a lot. At least that's how I've been playing. And then you've got quick reflexes, which means 25% harder to hit by ranged attacks. You're going to be dealing with a decent amount of ranged weapons every now and then, so it works out quite well. Other than that, you've got Oathsworn, which we're going to check that out in just a second, and obviously Adept Settlers, which means that you're going to be able to build quickly. Well, not so much me. I don't know why, but I've had a pretty cursed campaign. On the other side, we have the Ogrekin, which are pretty cool. You know, they excel in caves, which means, you know, if you like a big underground, you start there too. You could use the massive one and just really have a big empire down there. You've got Inner Fire, which is going to make you quite resistant to fire itself, and then Fast Recuperation. Yep. I've got to really have a proper campaign with the Ogrekin at some point, because I think that that's going to be quite a fun one. So Devotion is going to be a pretty fun mechanic. It's the Oathsworn stuff, which is going to give you the Oath of Harmony, the Oath of Righteousness, and the Oath of Strife. Essentially, it's going to change how you play. You get more bonuses, for example. I've been going for a lot of Strife, which is just declaring war and getting into battle, raising cities, just being as aggressive as possible. It's been kind of interesting, although I will say that I do not work well as a warlord. It depends on your playstyle more than anything else. My type of play kind of goes from slow to fast at random intervals, so I do suffer from it. This is something that I very much do during Total War games or even Crusader Kings, so it's just a me problem. I will say that this does allow for you to have multiple playthroughs with these specific forms and have a little bit of fun with them. So you might be hyper-aggressive the first time round, and then you might be more of a slow-grow, peaceful type of player later down the line. There's a host of new enemies that you're going to be seeing around the map. I'm just going to show some examples, but of course they're inspired by Eastern mythology, so it's going to keep the theming going. The Accursed Ogres look pretty damn good, and the Blessed Dragons even more so. I don't know, it's just, I really like these types of dragons. I've always really liked the serpentine look. It's a big reason why I like Grand Cafe so much, actually. I don't know what's going on here. Like, I get it, it's a helmet and stuff, but it's a little silly. I'm not gonna lie, I was recording this during my first playthrough and it just completely threw me off. So this is alongside the Tiger update, which is going to give you skill trees, you know? Everyone loves these. It's kind of like a talent point system if you're used to playing like World of Warcraft and stuff. You're gonna be able to get more experience generated for your armies naturally, some more regeneration on the world map, which is always nice, and then just powerful buff signature skills. You've got different classes too, so keep that in mind. There's Defender, Warrior, which is on screen right now. It's kind of cool. I mean, this reminds me of like the vanilla style class trees from World of Warcraft. I've always preferred skill lines to be like this, because if you're going to put a lot of time on these characters and you're going to level them up, you're going to want to feel like they're getting more powerful as time progresses. It's a very nice new system. Now, when it comes to combat, if you've played this game before, yeah, you're already kind of used to it, but if you haven't, it's turn-based, it's pretty fun, honestly. Very fast moving, especially since you can actually put it up to like triple speed. I like that because it just makes me go a little bit quicker. It depends on your playstyle. I'm very much campaign map and then battles afterwards. But don't you worry, if you haven't picked this game up before, you can auto-resolve if you so wish. But I do find the battles quite satisfying, the maps are quite nice, I've seen a fair amount of them. There's obviously some new stuff when you start looking towards the new DLC, because you'll start getting that eastern feel there. It's really nice. I'm attacking a settlement here. It's one of those free cities which, I mean, you could vassalize, but at that point, they're just kind of expanding in areas that you kind of wanted, so yeah, I don't like vassalizing people. Naturally, with a big DLC, that also means that you're going to get a bunch of traits. So if you're going to be creating your own realm, you can have a bunch more customability there. It's great. The customization in this game, when you're creating your own forms or basically just playing around with realm setup. Here I'm just going with everything that's been added with the new DLC because I just kind of want to play around with that. There's one for everything, and then obviously the other stuff is MISC, which you can add in some pretty big problems. Yeah, you know, just making it a little bit harder for yourself. And for the AI, mostly you though, mostly you. Honestly, it could just be my curse campaign. It happens, you know, everything goes well when you're not recording, and then when you start recording, things start going south. If you're going to get this during the free weekend, I would say take your time here, because you could make some really interesting campaigns. It's something that I really admire with this. Customization definitely adds to lifespans of games. Even if you're one of those people like me who are very impatient and you want DLCs quicker, the fact that you've got this customization allows you to just go completely ham and just keep coming back to play over and over again. And this is for you guys who are new to this type of game. The game itself can be freaking enormous when you start looking at it in the highest scale possible, just adding the big maps and everything there. This map itself was just done as one singular continent too, so it's constant enemies in different locations and so on. If you're used to stuff like Civilization, you're going to be used to this, so it's no problem whatsoever. It's just, yeah, it's super, super cool. Honestly, I can't tell you how long a campaign can last because it does vary for the person, and also just in general, like, I've spent today a good 5 hours playing, as I've only just recently come off from the flu, and I feel like I've barely done anything. Honestly, I feel like I need to do more to actually progress my campaign, which is a great thing, especially when you're spoiled for choice. I did kind of say that I wasn't going to play with the ogres, but then yeah, I want to check them out too, and there's a lot to it, and obviously the map for that is huge too if you get a massive underground. There's just a lot. With all the different planes, you're basically spoiled for choice. Obviously everything's a bit of a random start. I do believe that the maps are randomly generated. I'm not 100% too sure though. At least I've had a different start every time, and it normally ends up with those astral attacks completely derailing my campaign. Maybe I'll actually have better luck in the underground. Well, one could hope at the very least. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Let's start a bit of a discussion. I'll be streaming this live on twitch.tv/thegreatbookofgrudges around the same time that this video goes live, if not a little bit later, depending on just some matters that I am attending to on that day. But with that being said, return to Monkey, my friends. A big thank you once again to Paradox for sponsoring this video, and don't forget the free weekend from the 7th of November all the way up to the 11th. Have a great one, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.